everybody, welcome back to another Six-Man Blitz video. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down my off-season grade for the Cleveland Browns, and I think this was a good off-season for the Browns, even with them trading Myles Garrett, even with them having, confusion about who their starting quarterback will be. I still think the Cleveland Browns took care of business. I still think Andrew Berry gets an A+. Now let's start off with Todd Monken being the head coach. I think this is a good head coach for them to set the culture. Might not be the guy for the long term for 10 years, 5 years even, but I think he could build a winning foundation. I think he can have a Cleveland Browns offense being successful and a huge 360 from last season. I think these young players can get developed by a guy like Todd Monken. So I think that was a good decision, good hire. Sucks that you lost Jim Schwartz. I think that was a great defensive mind. I think that was a straw that broke the camel's back with Myles Garrett wanting to be out. But nonetheless, Todd Monken, I think he's gonna give the quarterback, whoever it is, the best chance to succeed, and these young players a good opportunity to succeed. Let's start with free agency. Now, I said this was an A+ offseason. Let's get into some of the moves they made to start the offseason. Titus Howard, I think this is a huge upgrade on this offensive line. Can play right tackle, can play left guard, was the Texans' backbone on their offensive line with his versatility, with his position flexibility. Not only can he play left guard and right tackle, he could do it well. Great run blocker, and that was a big emphasis for Todd Monken. Let's make this run game. Let's get it where it needs to be. Let's try to replicate a little bit of the Ravens run game. Derrick Henry, how dangerous he was. They were winning games because of how good that run game was in Baltimore. So Quinshon Judkins, that's a guy that's a talented back. Dylan Sampson, that's another talented back. So you have the pieces. You just need the offensive line to be better. And the offensive line last season was horrid for the Cleveland Browns. So I think looking at a guy like Judkins, you get him Titus Howard, upgrade on the offensive line. I think he'll slide in as your right tackle, and I think he'll hold down the fort. 88.1 run blocking grade in 2024, and he had an 85.3 pass blocking grade after the first 6 weeks for the Texans. So huge backbone for Houston. This is a great addition for the Cleveland Browns. You traded for him, and I think it's a solid move. Jared Verse, another guy you traded for, and in the Myles Garrett deal, you look at it in hindsight, Myles Garrett, I need the whole Brinks truck. Nah, but what you got was still a really good deal. You got a lot of draft capital. You got a first-round pick. You got Jared Verse, who had 80 pressures last season, 6 among edge rushers, 52 quarterback hurries, 20 quarterback hits. He's 26 years old, still young, playing for less than $4 million, so the contract's great. The production's going to be worth it. Has a full bag of moves, pass rush moves, and he was a Pro Bowler last season, Defensive Rookie of the Year, too. So you have Carson Schwarzenegger, who was a Defensive Rookie of the Year last season, and then you have another Defensive Rookie of the Year to add to this defensive line. So this is not a bad move. Love this pickup. Not a bad addition to replace Myles Garrett. He won't break the record for sacks in a single season, but he's somebody that I think could be a 10-sack guy off the edge and still keep your defense formidable. So Jared Verse, great pickup. Then the other free agency moves that they did in that March window, Zion Johnson, not a good pass blocker, still has some work to do there, but the emphasis, like I said, we want to be a better run blocking team. He helps you with that at the left guard position. 26 years old, second best run block rate at the guard position. Very versatile, very athletic. He can move. So I think this is another great addition to the offensive line. Immediately improves the run blocking. Elton Jenkins, you plug him at center. This is somebody that was a Pro Bowler with the Packers in 2020 and in 2022. Last season as a center, he had a 94.4% pass block win rate too. So gives you that pass blocking great upside there. But I think he's another guy that's a better run blocker, solid run blocker, but he also is a good pass protector. So just another solid veteran to add into the mix. Offensive line is looking like, Elton Jenkins, Zion Johnson, Titus Howard at right tackle. You bring back Tevin Jenkins at right guard, who also had a 94.4% pass block win rate. When he's healthy, he's a stud. Last season, he wasn't that healthy, so you really didn't get to see that to its full ability. But I still think, 4 veteran offensive linemen that are an improvement from last season, and then you get the best left tackle in the draft. You feel good about the offensive line. Now you're cooking Monken. The last guy they picked up in free agency was Quincy Williams. This is a linebacker from the Jets. He reunites with the Browns defensive coordinator who was with him in Jacksonville, who was with him with the Jets. So this is somebody 4 straight years, 100 plus tackles, was a top linebacker in the NFL at one point in terms of, production and numbers. Good replacement for Devin Bush, but you had the defensive rookie of the year last year at linebacker. I think he's going to take a next step further. And Carson Schlesinger. Carson Schlesinger is a stud. So free agency, you did exactly what you needed to do. You had hella draft capital. So let me break down what their draft was. 4 pivotal moves, and they all came in the first 2 rounds. These are the 4 draft picks that I think are going to make an instant impact for Cleveland. Another great addition to their young core and their young nucleus. So Spencer Fano, athletic left tackle, best tackle in the draft, somebody that with Utah, they ran behind him to have success. Started 11 games at left tackle in 2025. For the rest of his career at Utah, he started 25 games at right tackle. He could play both left tackle and right tackle and be more than serviceable, be elite. Allowed 0 sacks, 0 pressures at left tackle last season. He's going to be the blind side for the future. So you hit it out the park with this. Now your offense line's complete. Tevin Jenkins, Spencer Fanu, Elton Jenkins, Titus Howard, and Zion Johnson. That's a huge improvement over last year's old offensive line, old injury-riddled offensive line. Like, there was no continuity with the offensive line, so now this is different. Whoever the quarterback is should feel good. Casey Concepcion, this is a receiver that's a big playmaker, big weapon. 919 yards last season at Texas A&M, 9 touchdowns, 61 catches. So he's going to be somebody that's going to stretch the field. You're going to get him the yak opportunities. That Zay Flowers type of weapon for Todd Monken. That's a huge addition. My favorite addition for the Cleveland Browns is Denzel Boston. And already he's making an impression. He's tearing it up in camp. In his career, almost 1,800 yards receiving, 20 receiving touchdowns. Last season, he was a stud. Arguably one of the best receivers in college football. Didn't do too well at the combine. That kind of took him down. They got him in the 2nd round, which is insane. Should have been a 1st round pick. 6'3", 86 targets, 1 drop. The hands are there. The size is there. He can move for his size. He can high point balls. He can catch it over a corner. Like, he's got that basketball type of athleticism. You give him those opportunities in the red zone, it's barbecue chicken. Can also separate and get open. Solid route runner. So whoever the quarterback is, I keep saying that, Deshaun Watson, Shedeur Sanders, Denzel Boston's going to be their favorite target. The last guy to round out the draft, I think this is an A+ draft, by the way. Last guy to round out the rest of the draft, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, safety position. Him and Grant Delpit are going to be dangerous together. Grant Delpit, high on him. He's been a pivotal player on this, Browns defense. But Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, elite in coverage, has great size, can get interceptions, ball hawking safety, also can hit. And he's also got that peanut punch in his game. So do it all, jack of all trades, safety. You put him all over the back end of the defense. Very versatile in that regard. Allowed a 56.5 passer rating last season, had 2 interceptions in his career, 13 pass deflections, 11 tackles for a loss, 214 tackles, 5 picks in 48 games. So this guy, the production matches up with the size and the traits. So I think he's going to be another addition to this defense. Jared Verse, him, Carson Schlesinger, Mason Graham. Those are your 4 building blocks for the defense. And you have 2 first-round picks in the next draft. So they should be excited about that. Denzel Boston, too. And then free agency, you got your needs addressed. So this was an A+ offseason for the Cleveland Browns. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong or not. I don't know if this will translate to a really good season, but maybe for the Cleveland Browns, they don't want that. They just want the development in their young players. You want Denzel Boston to put up 1,000 yards. You want Jared Verse to have 10 sacks. You want Emmanuel McNeil-Warren to hit. You want Shedeur Sanders to have a good year 2. Or you want to just have your mindset on the #1 overall pick and getting one of the best quarterbacks in this loaded draft class with quarterbacks. Some people thought the NFC North was going to be the worst division in football this season. They thought it was going to be as bad as the NFC South.